Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady here with a back patio experiment update. You know, I have so many different experiments going that I just think that for efficiency's sake, it's better to put them all into one video, starting with my favorite experiment, these awesome Kaveen grow bags filled with potatoes. I mean, I just have been squealing with delight because they're really starting to grow. So let me show you. So this bag are the little potato slips, like the pieces of potato that we planted. And you can see the roots are really developing strong, and like you can even see the vegetation. And this bag here were the whole potatoes, and they're really starting to take off since they've been out of the rain, and they're just starting to develop some vegetation. So they're a little behind the plants that have been in the shed this entire time. So that definitely shows if you want to start potatoes early and it's still really cold and wet, you know, bring them into an area that gets just, you know, normal house heat. And then when you have the opportunity, bring them outside to get some fresh air and some water. Now this bag is at the stage where I am going to fill with more compost. So I will show you how to do that next. So the whole thing with potatoes is that you want to keep filling the soil up so that the tubers will actually develop along their stem. So these are at the perfect stage where I'm just gonna add more compost. This is the same soil that I originally planted them in, and I'm essentially covering up all of that vegetation. And it really is just that simple. I could add a little more to cover those, but I think I'll wait until the rest of these tips grow up, and really that may just be a week or two from now, and then it will be completely filled to the top. And that will allow me to have potato production through the entire bag. So what about all of the other experiments that I have going on? My broccoli experiment, the indoor tray, looking worse and worse every day. The outdoor tray hasn't really grown much, although we get a few more days like today and these are gonna take off. I do plan to fertilize both of these to give them some extra oomph because I have not fertilized since they were sown. Now, the kohlrabi that Abby and I sowed last week hasn't germinated. It's been outside in the rain this whole time. It'll probably be another week to 10 days before I see any action in that tray. And now my next experiment, it's not really an experiment at all, it's just my next task in the garden, is getting my tower garden back up and running. Now, usually I have this planted year round, and I don't know, I think I maybe am just like in the pandemic blues. I didn't plant it this winter. It's actually the first time in 6 years that I've had it that I didn't have it planted all winter long. But I'm ready to get it back up and running, and I'm gonna grow broccoli in it for the first round. And then I will, traditionally I grow things that I can't do in the ground well, like heirloom tomatoes, watermelon, cucumbers through the summer season. It's what I grow in this, and the reason that I have it in this spot, it gets full sun, it's easy access to water to be able to make sure that I keep the water basin full. I have my nutrient solution right in the shed adjacent here, but it also has an arch that I can grow all those climbing things on. So that's the reason that it stays here on my back patio. But for my first round, I'm gonna sow broccoli, and honestly, the tower garden is like the coolest thing you could possibly grow in. It's super efficient, and it's soilless. You know, you're growing in water. This is technically aeroponics, which means it's different from hydroponics in that it's attached to a timer that turns on for 15 minutes and off for 15 minutes. And that time off allows for the air to naturally prune the roots. So you can grow, you know, 24, 28, 36 things in this tower that only takes up 3 square feet. So it's super efficient. So today all I'm gonna do is get the broccoli sown in these little baskets with the rock wool cube. So that's basically there just to allow the seed to germinate and kind of stabilize the root zone of the plant. Really, the entire plant functions based on the water nutrient solution combination that gravity feeds the root zone when the pump is running. So I'm just gonna get these seeds started now, and I am gonna stash these in the heated shed in place of where I had this tray of broccoli. I'm just gonna let it stay outside. We have really mild temperatures for the next week, so I'd rather just let these kind of harden off and get what I'm gonna get from growing these. Like the two rows that were closest to the heat vent have completely, all the seeds have died, and that was because I allowed it to get too wet. So I think the real bottom line to this experiment was that I don't have the setup to do it well. I don't have the tenacity. I am just more of a low-key grower. I'd rather just do it outside, do it low maintenance, and not work too hard. So I don't want to discourage you from growing seeds indoors, but I'm not going to give you advice on how to do it either. I'm gonna be the person that tells you how to do it in the least effort way. Yeah, the most effortless way. There's a word for that. All right, so that is an update from my back patio experiment station. I am really excited to be able to show you better updates in the future as the days are getting significantly longer and having more sunshine and much warmer temperatures. So for those of you who are trapped in with snow, I hope this will bring you some joy and some hope for better weather ahead. And I'm wishing you all the best, and thank you so much for watching.